Meet Paul. Meet Pat. Meet Christine. Meet Karen and her son Joshua. The lives of these people came together because of the way Staffordshire-based Trent and Dove Housing worked during the pandemic lockdowns of 2020 and 2021. Their experiences helped to create an entirely new service and partnership dedicated to tackling loneliness. For all of them, in different ways, it's been life-changing. Before coronavirus came along, Britain already had another epidemic: loneliness and social isolation. It's a 21st century phenomenon that blights the lives of far too many, especially people who are older or live on their own or have a mental or physical disability or illness. When the COVID pandemic hit in spring 2020, Trent and Dove did what most other responsible housing providers did. They reached out to check on the welfare of residents who they thought might be at risk during the lockdown. They also made it a priority to keep repairs services going so that customers continued to live comfortably and properties stayed in good condition. And in partnership with Staffordshire County Council, they spotted a particular need to help people avoid loneliness, at a time when we were all cut off from our friends, family and normal networks. In December 2021, Pat moved to a new home and a new area. A few weeks later, Paul visited Pat at her home in Burton-on-Trent to fix a window. This is what he did next.
On meeting Pat, she seemed to be a very poorly lady. Hadn't spoken to anybody for quite some time. From that point, we started a conversation, which is very easy with Pat. I thought she really could benefit from this befriending that Christine does, and I got in contact with Jeff and Christine at the time, and they obviously got in contact with Pat.
At the time I was going through a low patch. Somebody actually cared, and the conversation was just absolutely wonderful.
Paul's initiative made all the difference.
I got a call out of the blue off a lady called Christine, and at first I wasn't sure, but then I took it on board and thought, well, why not? It's the best decision I've ever made, because since then I've had so much lovely chat and conversation, and that personal bit of contact with them makes a big difference in my life.
The thanks and feedback from Pat and others like her persuaded Trent and Dove to create a new, permanent service focused entirely on tackling loneliness among customers and communities. Staff members donated a day to be trained in befriending, and the association is now busy recruiting and training outside volunteers.
So Paul's obviously noticed that when he first met Pat, she was desperate to have a conversation with somebody, and he signposted to the befriending service.
This is the first time Pat and Christine have actually met, but they're already great friends. Pat is just one of dozens of people to benefit from Trent and Dove's befriending and wellbeing support so far. Karen Tier was another.
They were very mindful of the fact that I'd got a disabled son. The lady that rang me was fortunately very, very understanding. She said that there was something that they could do to help me, and that they would be getting somebody in touch with me. Her kind words that day really did help me feel reassured.
Karen was so affected by the help that she got from Trent and Dove that she decided to join the customer committee. She now works with other volunteer residents to improve services and make sure that others get the support they need. This is part of the organisation's Louder and Stronger customer voice strategy, making sure that Trent and Dove hears and acts on customers' priorities. At a time when people felt most alone and afraid, Trent and Dove's befriending scheme showed the extraordinary power of a friendly face, voice and presence.
It's just people coming together, having a chat, and also sort of signposting people so they know what's going on in their community. When they do build up in confidence, they can go and go out further in their communities.
It's been a wonderful experience, and I feel very privileged actually.
I've found as though I've got a new family, an extended family of Trent and Dove employees who have befriended me and cared, and really showed the care.
In modern Britain, there's no need for anyone to be lonely or cut off. Housing associations are here to make social isolation a thing of the past.